Welcome dear students, we continue with the topic scalars and vectors from where we left. Today's topic will be composition of vectors. Before starting with composition of vectors, we have a small multiplication by a real number. Suppose we have a vector A, then 2A will be a vector with the magnitude of A multiplied with 2. So, we will have a vector 2A and direction is given by unit vector 2A. So, this vector will represent, say we call it B vector. B vector is equal to 2A. If we multiply with a positive number, A vector multiplied with a positive number, say 3, then this vector will have the same direction and magnitude of B is equal to 3 times the magnitude of A. Magnitude is multiplied with the real number, positive real number, and direction is same. If we multiply with a negative number, suppose B is equal to minus 4A, in that case magnitude of B will be 4 times the magnitude of A, but direction is opposite. Direction of B in this case will be opposite to that of A. So, in case we multiply with 0, 0A is equal to 0 vector. So, with that now we proceed to composition of vectors. Composition of vectors we mean addition of vectors. When we add vectors, we have to keep one thing in mind very clearly, that is, we can add velocity to velocity, displacement to displacement, force to force. When we are adding two velocities, this law will become law of addition of velocities, law of addition of displacement, addition of forces, like that. We cannot add a velocity to a force, we cannot add velocity to a displacement, we cannot add velocity to a to an acceleration, we cannot add velocity to speed, we cannot add a vector to a scalar. When we have two vectors, let us say, first case is when two vectors are collinear, parallel vectors. when we have two parallel vectors A, B. Magnitude of A is say 2 units, magnitude of B is 3 units. Magnitude A is 2 units. Now, when we are to add the vectors that are in parallel direction, we take one origin, we take the vector A, place tail of vector A at O, the origin, move in the direction of A by 2 units. So, this will represent A vector. Now, we pick the tail of B vector and place the tail at the head of A vector and then move 3 units. So, this will be B vector. Now, what is the result? Result of these two vectors is this new vector we call resultant vector R. This resultant vector has magnitude 5 units. R is equal to 5. That means 2 plus 3. Here we are using algebra. We can make plus or minus. Here we are simply adding the two magnitudes. When we have anti-parallel vectors, in anti-parallel vectors, let us say we have the two vectors with the same magnitudes, but B has opposite direction. So, if now we add, we put the tail of A and move 2 units. So, this will become A vector. This line will represent with its arrow A vector. Now, when we are to add B to it, B is 3 units. We place the tail of B at point P, head of A vector, and move 3 units in the direction of B. So, from P to P dash, this is B vector. So, what is the result? Result is we have moved from, end result is we have moved from A to B. So, R is equal to magnitude of R is 2 minus 3. So, this is equal to minus 1. Magnitude is 1, direction is opposite, and the magnitude we take as the difference of 2, positive difference. So, this is equal to 1, direction is direction of R is equal to direction of B. Why B not A? Because B has larger magnitude. So, when we are to add parallel vectors, we can use parallel or anti-parallel vectors, we can use simple algebra. 3 plus 2, 3 minus 2, we can use the algebra to find the magnitudes. Now, if we have two general vectors, let us say we have one vector with magnitude 3 units, A vector, another vector B vector is with magnitude 4 units, magnitude is 4. Now, when we add, we start O, move in the direction of A. So, this vector is this line OP with this arrow represents A vector. To add B to it, we move parallel to B 4 units. So, end result is we have moved from O to Q. So, we can write we have this vector OQ as the resultant vector. OQ is equal to R. R vector is given by OQ. Magnitude of OQ is, when we measure, this will come out to be from Pythagoras theorem equal to 5. 3, 4, 3 square plus 4 square under root 5. So, when we see the magnitude of R is 5. 5 is neither 3 plus 4 nor it is 4 minus 3, 4 plus 3 nor 4 minus 3. So, no algebra can be used here. So, in general, when we add vectors, we cannot use algebra. We are getting the resultant by using geometry. This here we have a 90-degree angle. So, we are using geometry. So, this is what we meant when I said vectors are added geometrically. Now, from here we can generalize. This was the case when we have a right angle triangle. Now, if A and B do not make 90-degree angle with each other, in that case even Pythagoras will not help us so easily. We have B with magnitude, let us say 4 units. In that case, when we add A and B, this will give us O, P, Q. Now, the resultant is again OQ. We can use geometry here. Now, if we generalize these two results, we must first know what we will be using certain words, same order and opposite order in the generalization. Let us be clear about these words. When we moved from O to P and Q, the order was O, P, Q. When we move from Q back, we have moved O, P, Q. this is anti-clockwise order. This is anti-clockwise order. When we move in the opposite order, that is O, Q, P, O. This is, we have moved O, Q, P. This is clockwise order. Clockwise order and anti-clockwise order are opposite to each other. Now, using these terms, we come back to addition of these two vectors in these two triangles. Here we have two vectors A and B are to be added. If we have a triangle, two sides of the triangle OP and PQ. These two sides, if they are able to represent the vectors A and B, OP is equal to, OP represents A vector. OP represents A vector means OP vector is equal to A vector, magnitude of OP is equal to magnitude of A, direction of OP is equal to direction of A. Similarly, magnitude of P is equal to magnitude of B and magnitude of direction of PQ is direction of B. Then we can get the resultant R is given by the third side. Third side is OQ. Third side could be OQ or QO. This side will give us magnitude of R and direction of R. So, now let us complete the statement. We have left one thing here. Two sides of the triangle OP and PQ represent the vectors A and B taken in the same order. We move from O to P and P to Q. We cannot move O to P and then Q to P. We are to move in the same order O, P, Q, O. Then resultant is given by the third side taken in the opposite order. R is in the opposite order. These sides are taken in the same order. Now, we complete the statement with this discussion. Statement is statement of law of triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition or composition. Statement is, if two sides of a triangle or we can write the other way. If two vectors are represented by the two sides of a triangle, taken in the same order, then the resultant is given by represented, here we should write both magnitude, both in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the resultant is given both in magnitude and direction by the third side. By the third side, in which order? In the opposite order. This is the statement of triangle law of vectors. If we have two vectors A and B, we can represent these vectors with the sides of a triangle OPQ, then resultant is given by the third side taken in the opposite order. Now, if we have this law, instead of having two sides, we have three vectors A, B, C. All the three sides taken in the same order are added. Then what will be the result? Here R is directed from O to Q, but C vector is directed from Q to O. So, we have A plus B plus C. Using the triangle law of vectors, A plus B is equal to OQ vector. C is represented by QO vector. OQ, QO is opposite of OQ because they have equal magnitude and opposite direction. So, the resultant is 0. So, if we have three vectors represented by the sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the sum of such vectors is 0. Another law that can be used, that can be of great help is just a rephrasing of this law of triangle law of vector addition, that is parallelogram law, parallelogram law of vector addition. We have two vectors A, B, then we can add them A, B, and this side gives the resultant. This resultant is given by the third side taken in the opposite order. Now, if we complete this parallelogram, O, P, Q, let us say this is S. Now, OS and PQ are parallel and have same magnitude. So, this OS also represents B vector. So, now we have two vectors, we are adding the two vectors A and B. These two vectors will add to give the same resultant OQ. So, this law is law of parallelogram law of vectors, and the statement is, here we have two adjacent sides of a parallelogram represented by vectors A and B. Then the resultant is given by the diagonal. Which diagonal? There are two diagonals, other diagonal is PS. We are taking only one diagonal that passes through the same point where A and B were joining. So, this law can be stated as follows. If two vectors are represented by the two sides, two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, the resultant is given both in magnitude and direction by the diagonal passing through the point common to the two adjacent sides taken above. So, this is another law. A more generalization of the triangle law of vectors is polygon law of vectors. A further generalization of triangle law of vectors is polygon law of vector addition. This law is for addition of more than two vectors. If we have two or more than two vectors represented both in magnitude and direction by the sides of an open polygon sides are taken in the same order, taken in order, in the same order. Then the resultant is given by, then the resultant is given by the third site, by the closing site taken in the opposite order. Here the points to be noted are closing side and opposite order again. So, what we mean by this is, we have a number of vectors A, B, C, D. We represent these vectors by the sides of a polygon. This is A vector, B vector, C vector, D vector. Then the resultant is given by the closing site. Resultant R is given by the closing site. O, P, Q, S, T. Closing side is O, T. So, this side gives us the resultant. We can prove this using triangle law of vectors, triangle law of vector addition. We have here four vectors A plus B plus C plus D. A plus B using triangle law of vectors is equal to R1. R1 is represented by OQ. So, this is R1 plus C plus D. R1, when we take R1 and C, we can close this, we can take this triangle OQS. OS is R2. So, R2 is R1 plus C. So, now we have R2 OS, ST is D. So, R2 plus D, we take this triangle OST, then R2 plus D is R. R is equal to OT. So, this is what we have stated in the polygon law of vectors. So, with this we have completed the statement part of 3 laws of vector addition. In the next lecture, we will discuss how analytically or mathematically we can find the magnitude and direction of the resultant. Thank you.